All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, this is going to be a bit of a reaction video because there were some things said on Twitter by Terence Crawford that really and truly should be addressed because he goes at Oscar De La Hoya and also Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the PBC. He did not directly mention Floyd Mayweather Jr. He directly mentioned Oscar De La Hoya. However, since what he said is about Oscar applies to Floyd, and actually really and truly applies more to Floyd than it does to Oscar De La Hoya, even though it applies to both of them heavily, definitely something that should be talked about and something that I want to react to because this is an area where I've worked in a very, very long time. And I'm going to tell you right now, Terence Crawford is dead wrong. Dead wrong. And it is not good advice that he's giving to young boxers. Not only is it not realistic, it is not effective. It is just not effective. But we'll get into his advice to young boxers being at the table of negotiations in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be talking about a business-related issue that was discussed in a back and forth between Terence Crawford, Oscar De La Hoya, also applies very, very heavily to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Al Haymon, and that is the big problem in boxing. And this conversation was triggered because of Showtime Boxing shutting its program down and Oscar De La Hoya grandstanding and saying that we managers, promoters, and other people need to get together and work together in order to get this fight in order to fix this problem we have in boxing. Terence Crawford responds with, see, this is what I'm talking about. I say that we need boxers to be at the table, and you're telling us just to sit down and shut down. Sit down and shut up. So before I get into responding to this, because I definitely have a response to all of that. Let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we talk more boxing, which we do pretty much every day. Come by and check out the channel. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of videos and sponsors videos like this. If you're a young boxer, listen to what I'm telling you. And I'm saying this as somebody that has been in corporate America, worked in corporate America for a long time, have worked in entrepreneurial ventures for a long time, have experience in business. Okay? Terence Crawford is right, but Terence Crawford is also very, very wrong. Terence Crawford is right in that boxers should be at the table in negotiations. 100% should. However, boxers are not, by and large, and when I'm saying by and large, I mean 99.999% of them are not in a position to negotiate a fight being completed with all of the parties and all of the things that need to be taken into consideration to protect their interests. And that is just a fact. It is a great idea that a boxer can sit down at a table and negotiate a deal for himself with a major television network, with another promoter like a Bob Arum, and that fighters can get together and they can agree amongst themselves about what they're going to do and what fights that they're going to take. That is a great idea. And it very well may be able to be done to a certain extent in one aspect, right? But throughout an entire arrangement between those parties, you will be at such a big disadvantage if you do not have experts in those areas working with you, in partnership with you, to get your interest represented. Okay? You can diagnose yourself at home with high blood pressure on a little on a deal, or feel the headache and know, hey man, I don't know, something's wrong with me. But you don't need to go to a doctor or go to some other expert to teach you how to deal with that particular problem. You cannot go, if you have all of those things, between contracts, between accountants, all of those things, you need representatives working with you. So he attacks, and this is how I can prove this to you. I know certain people are just going to argue, but think about this. The people that Terence Crawford are talking about and saying, you guys are just telling us boxers to shut up and stay home. Just shut up and let us do the job. And he's talking to Oscar De La Hoya, who is a boxer, Floyd Mayweather Jr., who is a boxer, because Oscar De La Hoya with Golden Boy Promotions and Mayweather Promotions are both involved in the biggest fight that took place in several years. And most of the very, very big fights over the course of this century have involved a boxer named Floyd Mayweather Jr., who did the one thing that I would give Floyd Mayweather Jr. credit over Ali for, is that he actually improved upon something Muhammad Ali did, a boxer who started another promotional company called Top Rank. But Muhammad Ali was not able to run that company himself, because what does he do with his day all the time? All day. He's a boxer. He's training. He's working out. There's not enough hours in the day, even if he had the education and the experience and the know-how in order to get those things done. He needed a Bob Arum. He needed a Wallace Muhammad. He needed them. And Top Rank eventually still turned into what Top Rank turned into, which is an entity that is going to be focused on its own interest. And its own interest is creating money and revenue for itself. And that model is not going to change no matter who the boxer is that's at the head of it. Whether it is Ali directly instead of the two people that were running Top Rank to begin with, whether it is Oscar De La Hoya or whether it is Floyd Mayweather Jr. The difference between Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s success and the success of Oscar De La Hoya, and to this point, has been his ability, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s ability, and I can attest to this because I knew this about Floyd well before he became Money Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s one of his greatest strengths is that he always surrounds himself with people that are smarter than him. He has accountants that are smarter than him. He has tax people that are smarter than him. He has a guy in his corner, Leonard Ellerby, who has an MBA. He's not just a water boy. He's an MBA that is more highly educated than him. And he works with Al Heyman, who is smarter than him in the things that he does. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is smart enough to surround himself with people that will negotiate and get deals done for him, and pays enough attention to what's going on to have somebody be able to ask questions and represent them. It's not realistic for young boxers who are coming out of the amateurs, or guys like Shakur Stevenson who have never been, a lot of these kids may have even been homeschooled or not graduated from high school. If they did graduate from high school, boxing was their thing and not athletics was their thing and not all of the business related to it. It is just not realistic that the problems of boxing can be solved merely by boxers doing that. And guess what? It's definitely not going to solve the problem that HBO had, that Showtime had, which is not even related to the quality of the boxing matches. It's related to the general trends of media and the way that media is distributed throughout this great consolidation of all of these networks underneath big umbrella companies like Paramount that now says, hey, what are we going to do with this little bit of money over here? Let's move it out of boxing. Let's put it into this scripting, into these scripted productions we're making. And why do we need to do that? Because the Screen Actors Guild and the Screenwriters Guild wanted a raise. So since we have to pay them more money, we've got to find that money from somewhere else. So where are we going to take it from? We're going to take it from live sports. We're going to take it from live sports. So now that money is not available to the network anymore. So since the money is no longer to the network anymore, there's nothing a boxer's conversation and being involved in making these fights are going to do about that. Because that exists within the umbrella of a business overall and the conglomerate that owns you. So, man, I listen to that and it's like, man, the people that are actually been going through and doing most of this stuff about empowering boxers has been the PBC. And to criticize the PBC about that over something that doesn't even relate to why Showtime went out of business, man, come on, man. It's silly. But anyway, that's my take. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.